Change takes time in any community, and the role that United Way plays is knowing that community, understanding and listening to the residents, and playing the role of a convener, if you will.
Bayers Westwood is the largest housing community in Halifax. There's actually over 350 families living in this community. It serves approximately 800 children.
The children from our community did not seem ready for school. They had a hard time problem solving, with social skills.
We take a lot of time to listen and to understand what the goals are of any particular group, whether it's kids, whether it's families, whether it's an organization, association, or neighborhood. It's listening and helping that come to life.
If we don't have community involvement, if we don't have the community engaged in facilitating this process, we cannot do anything. So for that reason, we approach it United Way.
The Ready, Set, Go program is a great opportunity for children in this neighborhood.
Those children are sponges, and when they're ready and willing to cling on to this new information and get them ready for school, why not give it to them?
When you're starting with children that are better prepared for school, they're going to be going to school with a higher self-esteem. They're going to have less behavior problems. The parents are going to have less stress in their lives because their kids are doing well at school.
United Way believes that everybody in the community, every individual, every family, every neighborhood has strengths and abilities and a role to play in making Halifax a great place to live.
Change is starting right here.
Change, yeah.
Yeah, alcohol and drug abuse has been a long-standing issue in our community, as it has in many other communities in Ontario.
It was always a free-spirited community, but drugs started to rear their ugly head.
The folks at United Way called together all different community partners to form a drug strategy.
A bunch of neighbors stepped forward and decided to make a positive change.
We mobilized about 30 different community partners. We brought them all together. We educated ourselves about what each other was doing.
I sit on the Women's Leadership Council at the United Way of Chatham-Kent, and there are a few things that we do that I think prevent our young people from getting involved in drug and alcohol abuse because of the leadership opportunities that we're giving them.
By bringing us all together, we have a strategy, and then when we're implementing that strategy out in the community, we've created this momentum or this energy, and more people are stepping forward to help.
Last year, we were fortunate enough to send a girl to OELC camp, and she came back to our council and told us how it really made a difference in the rest of her life.
Thank you and everyone at United Way for helping provide the financial funds, because without you, I wouldn't be here.
United Way stepped up and offered their assistance to help us.
An issue in our community a few years ago where people couldn't get access to methadone treatment, and we now have a methadone treatment program here.
These are all new houses that are being worked on. Bev and Donnie live there.
I think the personal gratification of working in this business, working with drug strategy, is the healthy lifestyles that come out of this kind of stuff. We're able to put people back to work again, back paying taxes again. We're able to see children finish high school, go to school, get an education. All these things have a tremendous impact.
Change started here.
Change started here.
For me, change started here.
Change started right here with a phone call from Westover.
The reality is that, like every other part of Canada, Kingston has a homeless population.
Kingston's a complex community. We have the 8 federal institutions, correctional facilities, we have a regional health centre, we have 2 universities. So the vacancy rate is really low.
10 years ago, we quite literally turned people away to the streets in the middle of the winter because there wasn't enough beds in the city.
There are over 1,000 people in Kingston who are on a list looking for housing they can afford.
I never really had a home. I'd never really stayed in one place for very long. It wasn't anything I was used to from being a kid.
I'd been looking for a place to live. Things had been really hectic. I did couch surfing for a while.
Homeless people want homes. They don't need housing, they need homes. And homes are places where there is a neighborhood, where there's a corner store, where there's gardens and old people and kids and dogs and all the rest of it.
There's been a partnership between the City of Kingston and the United Way.
We needed to look at more than just shelters, not just for those who were temporarily homeless, but just look at a longer-term plan. So we started talking to everyone in the community. We started bringing different sectors together.
The important thing about this community plan was there was a lot of input from people who had been homeless.
I think it is important for a person to have a place to call home. It's a place where you can come back and you know you're safe.
Come on in, see my home.
It's pretty cool, actually, the way it's worked out. When I got a clock and I put the clock on my wall and the clock ticked, for the first time, this ticking clock sounded like home.
A very important part of how change keeps going is the integration of dialogue and discussion at all levels.
I'm the second person in my family to go to college.
It feels different today because it feels like there's hope.
You really need to make a change, and you need to save your life. The need for change is really important.
It's the best home I've ever had.
I think it'd be fair to say that change started right here.
Change is starting right here.
Change started here. It started here with people.
Change started here.
Here.
For me, change started right here.
Change starts here.
Change starts here.
Right here on this phone.
Right here.
Change started when I was asked. Here.
Here.
Change starts here.